Let's rank the Pixar movies in my preferential order, why don't we? Number 1, my favorite, of course, Toy Story. And just so you know, Toy Story and Toy Story 2 are basically at a tie, but I might as well just put the first one first. And, you know, second one, Toy Story 2. Third, WALL-E. Fourth, Monsters Incorporated. Then Finding Nemo. And then The Incredibles. Then Ratatouille. Then A Bug's Life. Then Cars. Where does Up go? I would say probably between Bug's Life and Ratatouille. Now don't get me wrong, this is a really good movie, but I would say it's probably one of the weaker Pixar movies, but that really isn't saying anything. Come on, Pixar is amazing. All the movies above that, they're just fantastic. It's really the best family movies you'll ever be able to find. Bug's Life and Cars are just average. They're good, but just really not in the same league as the other ones. The big strong thing with this movie is how emotionally effective it is. The whole thing about this man doing this for his late wife, you know, is just really heartfelt, and it really just, you can really connect with it. But I don't think kids are going to be able to, and that's why I think most of the kids in the theater wouldn't shut up tonight. But I think adults are really going to love this movie. I think some of the things that kind of hurt the movie were stuff that I just felt like were in there just to entertain kids, which is just some typical computer animated family film humor. Which, you know, of course, entertain the kids. But I just kind of think Pixar is kind of above some humor that's in this movie. And some of it's really funny, but some, just kind of typical. Like most of the Pixar movies, you know, these guys are inventors. They just make these amazing stories that are just really creative. This movie is about an old guy and a fat Asian kid traveling in a house carried by helium balloons. Unfortunately, the subplot really isn't as creative as that. But, you know, it's fine. I think it'll work. You know, it revolves around this bird and this explorer guy. I don't think this movie is anything super fantastic, amazing like a lot of the other Pixar movies, but it is good. Of course, check it out. I saw it in 3D tonight, and if you really like 3D, you know, of course, check it out in 3D, because the Pixar animation is fantastic, and of course, it'll work with 3D. But I could tell that this movie wasn't really made with 3D in mind, like Monsters vs. Aliens and Coraline and some of these other movies we've seen in 3D lately. So the 3D wasn't really as, you know, effective to the film. But, you know, the animation's great, so it's cool to see it in 3D. But just keep that in mind before you decide to pay $2 extra. And just like all the other Pixar films, they got a short film before the actual movie. This one was awesome. I'm not sure what it was called, but it was really cool. Overall, this is just a really sweet, charming movie. It's got some big laughs, and some of the action's really cool. Like I said, unfortunately, I think it's one of the weaker Pixar movies. That's really not saying much. Some of the humor really wasn't all that funny, and mainly just for kids, but still, it's a really good movie. I'm gonna give it an 8.5 out of 10.